gonna hit 180,000 this time. We got this made in the shade, man. I'm here in Dubai again. Please, this is gonna be an amazing run. This will be the biggest run we've ever had. I just can't even wait. Hey, little man, what are you doing?
I'm cleaning, sir.
What color is your Bugatti?
But I only trade memes, sir.
Hey, bro, are you trading memes too?
Of course, bro.
Just make me a whiskey sour.
But why are you so upset, sir?
Nothing. It's just a little correction.
Hey, what's going on, buddy?
I started losing everything, man. You know, like the Bitcoin halving, everything's supposed to go up. And instead it's going down, down, down. I don't understand what the problem is. You have Gary Gensler, he's causing a disaster. You have the wars over. I mean, I just don't understand. Is it going to come back up?
Who knew in this bull market only meme coins going up?
These freaking meme coins.
What are you doing, bro? Are you still trading memes?
Of course, bro. What do you expect me to do?
What about the meme from the Origement? It's going up?
Bro, are you joking? Come to see what is happening.
Are you crazy? You're losing money.
No, that's a wrong tab. Okay, look at that.
This is crazy.
I made $500,000, man, from nothing.
Amazing what you made. But bro, this is not enough for your dream car.
Bro, are you joking? I was just cleaning tires a while ago. I just quit, man.
Yeah, now we can go back to it.
Yeah, you think so?
Yes, I can.
Bro, if I'm going to make this money, I promise you, I'm going to get this car.
Right.
Oh, man, this U.S. election is great, man. Everything's going up. We're so back, man. We are back. This is great.
Oh, sorry, sir.
Hey, you
Oh.
still trading meme coins?
Yeah, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Look.
Bro, look at this.
Whoa. Congratulations, man.
Come, I'm going to show you my car, bro.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Always great to see you here bright and early in the morning. It is 6 a.m. on the East Coast here in Washington, D.C. You're watching on your TVs at 5 a.m. in Texas and Louisiana on the Smart Money Culture TV network, and as well as you for joining us around the world as we stream live. Of course, I think it's 3 p.m. I know it's 3 p.m. in Dubai. It's 11 or 12. Time change a little mixed up in London. It's always great to be here and great to see you guys. We have an exciting show ahead of us today. Of course, the great Matt Dixon will be joining us in a bit with the market report. The markets have just been on fire. The markets have been on fire. And I'll tell you what, I hope you guys are in a position in order to reap some of this because the rich are getting richer. And I'll tell you what, I see this trend continuing like over the next 10 years. And then that's the thing. You're not too late, okay? Oh my gosh. Oh, you didn't buy Bitcoin at 10,000, or you didn't buy Bitcoin at 20,000, or you didn't buy Bitcoin at 50,000. It's okay. It's okay. We're more than likely going to $1 million. If Trump starts buying Bitcoin as a reserve, it's over. Like all the countries of the world are going to start buying it. Look at El Salvador. El Salvador changed what they did. And I think he started buying it like 50,000. And then it dipped all the way down to 17 and everything like that. Yeah, it's no joke. They say hodl, hold on for dear life for a reason, okay? I've been through many cycles. Of course, I've been in Bitcoin since it was $70, okay? So for me, I'll tell you what, it's vindicating. Of course, like I've been, a few times in my career, everyone said, all right, Bruce, you were right. And, and yeah, all right, yeah, well, you're right. I didn't know, nobody did. I didn't know it was going to go this high. I mean, I thought it was going to go high. I thought, but I mean, in hindsight, of course it is. You look at the total market cap of crypto right now, and what is it, like 3 trillion or something like that? I mean, off the top of my head, it may be a little bit more at the moment. Maybe maybe it's not 3 trillion. And that's nothing, guys. It's nothing. It's nothing. $3 trillion. Like Trump's talking about paying off some of the national debt with Bitcoins. Like, you know what I mean? We need like a $100 trillion plus market cap. And so when you think about it that way, okay, there's so much more room to growth. As well, if you're doing trading strategies, and we'll start to do that, and with this partnership that we set up with 2Bit, we'll start to show, and you guys can just copy trade with us, but we'll start to show different ways. Matt is going to start building portfolios. Of course, I may trade more intraday trading. in and out and stuff like that. But there's always opportunities in the markets. There's always opportunity. So you don't ever need to chase things. You don't ever want to chase it, okay? But that doesn't mean don't get in. Because here's what's going to happen. And when I was over in Dubai, this was a conversation I had with multiple people. My friends in Dubai have been in Dubai and they've been making a lot of money, okay? You go to Dubai, you make money. I mean, that's the way it is. There's just so much money around there. And as well, if you're a good businessman and you offer access to different places, of course, you know, that's interesting to people. People want access into different places. I learned that very early on in my career. If I went overseas, I gave access to places that those people didn't have. It's easier for me to make deals, especially in a country where we were really, the woke virus was really in charge. I mean, when I started going out for Trump in 2015, 2016, I had exchanges actually delist Global Boost out of like nowhere. Okay. People were very upset. People were very, you know, Trump was really bad. Trump bad. Orange man bad. And, you know, so a lot of it, I just left. All right, fine. I'll go do business elsewhere. Anyway, what's going to happen is, and what I talked about with my friends over in Dubai, is for the next 10 years, we are expecting explosive growth inside the United States. The United States over the next 10 years, with Trump kicking us off, we should have the biggest economic boom that the world has ever seen. I mean, I'm talking, you know, bigger than the Industrial Revolution, bigger than anything before. It'll be fueled by AI. It'll be fueled by crypto. It'll be fueled by innovation. It'll be fueled by freedom. And that's why Trump is so important to get in, and that's why he was so important for people to stop. But for the next 10 years, the economic growth that we get in the United States is forecasted among us. And this isn't, I don't know if this is like official. It's official now, right? I'm saying it. But we are forecasting massive growth. My friends that have been over there for a decade in Dubai, they're saying, Bruce, I want to come back. A lot of them are, you know, expats. They want to come back to the US because they see that this is going to be the place for growth and the place to make money. Not that Dubai is not going to be. Dubai is always going to be that place. They're very savvy businessmen over there. My friend asked me, he said, well, Bruce, I heard that the real estate's all empty and this and that. I said, oh, no, man. No. So what do you mean? No. No. You got to understand the UAE, with how they make deals with everybody. When the Abraham's Accord came, they opened it up to Israel. They might be a little bad at Israel right now, but still big influx of money and people. They're still Russia. If you're Russian, you can't go some places, but you can sure go to Dubai. Ukrainians, no problem. You can go to Dubai too. You know, wherever it is you want to come and do business, I call it the crossroads of the world. The crossroads of the world. Everybody comes in and they do business there. Wonderful place. Anyway, not to go off on that. Point is, the rich are getting richer. Are you? Because the next 10 years, you can get really, really wealthy. Very, very wealthy. And there's going to be a massive gap. We already have a gap here where the wealthy are getting wealthier and wealthier, and the poor, they don't even really know what's going on. They don't understand. But I don't think we're going to be able to really save them. I mean, some of them, of course, we're going to be able to save. But for the most part, the rich are going to keep getting richer. Real estate's going to go up. Crypto's going to go up. Gold's going to go up. All the things that wealthy people have are going to go up. And if you don't have those things, then you're going down. Dollars, fiat money, all these things are going down. Of course, the dollar is probably going to experience a bit of a strengthening with Trump, just because that's the way it is. But they're going to continue to print money, I think. I don't know. We'll see. Elon comes out. Either way, though, point is, rich going to get richer. You want to make sure that you're in a position to get wealthier and to not be left behind, because the next 10 years are going to be absolute. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay. Matt Gaetz is out. This is just so sad. I know a lot of people on my feed are as sad as I am. Can we not get somebody that's going to prosecute the deep state? I mean, obviously we can't. I said yesterday in a post that everybody is always, oh, they're worried and they're this over the years. And I just laugh. Like, they're not worried, guys. But with Matt Gaetz, they were thinking. And so whatever they had on him, who knows? That's the thing. Nobody's perfect. So Trump was a big enough star that whatever they had on him didn't matter. Even the hush money stuff. It's not a popular thing for me to say per se, but, and I know it's going away, and I'm glad it's going away. It should go away, but you know, whatever. He like used campaign funds or whatever he did to pay off the porn star. That would have ruined somebody else. But now Trump is such a star, and everybody's had it up to here with all the other stuff that nobody cares. Like, literally, nobody voting for him cares. They don't care at all, obviously. There's a lot of other stuff too. Grab them by the thing. That would have ruined people. It would have ruined people. I mean, let's just take even the porn star. He was sleeping with the porn star while his wife was pregnant. I mean, you know, guys, look, we've all had a pregnant wife, okay? I mean, nobody's perfect, but you know, I mean, this is like front page story, you know. So since the intelligence agencies know everything about us, they've just gathered all this data. So as soon as they want to just focus in on you, it's all stored at their massive buildings that they've built. So what did he do? Who knows? Maybe he did sleep with the 17-year-old girl. I have no idea. He's only been married for a year or two. So that's another thing about having Matt Gaetz as a attorney general, is he doesn't have any kids or anything. You can't hold that much over his head. You know what I mean? Like, and then, all right, he's been married for a year or two. I mean, beautiful wife and all, but you know, I mean, it took me 3 years to really even get it through my head that I was really married. Not that I was really married, but that like, this is really how it was. Like, it took me a while. I was like, really? This is, you know, it took me a minute. So who knows what they have on him? But they obviously have something on him because he stepped down as Attorney General. Now, the talks are, of course, you have people. You can look on my X Networks managers. It's always a pretty fun place to go. And they are saying that, oh, no, it's part of the plan. I love the plan, guys. You guys are the best. Oh, it's part of the plan. Like, okay, guys, it's all part of the plan. You guys are hilarious. It's part of the plan. Okay. Uh-huh. He's supposed to get Rubio's seat. Now, he might get Rubio's seat, but from what I understand, that his seat in Congress may still be there for the next term because he already won that. And he resigned. He put a guy in there, but I think he can retake it. Or they could put him in the seat for the Senate seat. It was interesting, I will say, that the Florida governor, DeSantis, who seems like a good guy, but of course he is beholden to the big money and AIPAC and all that stuff, obviously. And he's done a good job in Florida. And he seems like a good man, pretty much. But Pam Bondi is now the Trump's pick for Attorney General. That came out yesterday. And Pam Bondi, you know, she was the Florida Attorney General. So it's all kind of incestuous there, right? So that seat certainly played. Trump wants that seat. He either wants it, I think he wants it for Laura Trump. And that's what I've said for a bit. Good morning, sir. Nero with hat. You got, yeah, brother. Keep pumping it, bro. That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. I tell everybody, listen, guys, if you don't pump your coin, nobody wants to get in it. It's not about buying the floor and getting a floor and all this stuff. It's about pumping your coin. You got to pump the coin. If you don't pump the coin, then nobody's interested in the coin. That's the way it is. Nobody cares if you go down 100%. If you go up 100%, who cares? Up, down. Traders love it. I love it. Go up 100% and then go down 100%. It's all good with me, brother. And that's how it is with everybody. All right. I diverted though. So Gaetz. So yeah, the Senate seat. So it remains to be seen how that goes. Of course, Rubio as Secretary of State is going to be pretty funny. I will say that it was a sad day. It was a sad day. I mean, if I remember when they got rid of Flynn during the first administration, and I said, man, that's the beginning of the end right there. And I was right. And that was really early on. That was it. And I said, well, and I was right. And it was one by one, that entire cabinet got dissected. Of course, I did see my friend who was in the cabinet yesterday. That was kind of fun. I ran into him. I don't know if I'll have any friends in this cabinet this time around. We'll have to see how that goes. But it's a crying shame we can't get a U.S. Attorney General who go after the deep state. Globalists are determined to start World War III. I mean, these guys are bound and determined. They are going to have their World War III before Trump gets in. Germany is preparing for war. There's a lot going on. Of course, the International Criminal Court has sent a arrest warrant for Netanyahu for killing all those kids. Senator Graham says we're going to impose sanctions. They should buy Bitcoin. Buy Bitcoin, guys. WikiLeaks, my friend Julian Assange, not my friend, but my Julian Assange, that's what he did. Of course, when they started going after him, he bought Bitcoin. It was the best thing he ever did. A lot of people like that. Andrew Tate, same way. Will Bitcoin hit 100,000 today? Let's talk to the great Matt Dixon. Let's see what he has to say. Matt, how are you?
Hey, good morning. Yeah, good, thank you. Big question. Will Bitcoin hit 100,000 today? We'll have a look, see what we think.
It is. It's
certainly possible.
Question.
I mean,
I
Bitcoin...
tell you, I thought, oh no, I woke up and I saw some news about Iran enriching centrifuges or something. Oh, here we go. It's a little pullback, but then no, seems to be he doesn't care.
Yeah, Iran have been enriching uranium for a long time. So you've got two, I don't know if you want to hear about it, but there's two isotopes, two main isotopes. There's other isotopes, but 238 and 235. And one of them's radioactive, one isn't. So when you're enriching, you're basically concentrating the radioactive isotope, which is the one that's used to generate energy, but also used in nuclear bombs. So that's why Israel don't want them to enrich their uranium. They use centrifuges to enrich the uranium, and they're deep underground. And you know, Israel obviously it's very difficult to reach the deep underground, but they've got special bunker busting bombs and so on.
No. Listen, you know, I'm here in DC with all the, you know, we got it with all here. I was hearing about it the other day. The guy told me, he says, listen, man, he says, we got the first bunker buster, it goes in and that goes down like really deep. And he's like, and our stuff is so good that then we send the other one right after it. And it literally goes straight down into the hole and you can't get deep enough.
Yeah. So, I mean, I was wondering what you're saying. Obviously, America, well, I think it's America, UK, whoever, using these long-range missiles into Russia, which I think is like poking a beehive or poking a wasp nest.
It's like literally like, let me just like take a shot at somebody and like, oh, is he going to hit back? Like what, you know, like what are we doing? Like, what are they even hitting?
Yeah. So, I mean, they're really antagonizing. I mean, you know, we know Russia's been, you know, there's lots of issues about Russia invading the neighboring countries and all that kind of thing, but they're just, the way they're poking them, there's got to be a response at some point. And as you say, it's probably before the Trump inauguration. Talking of Trump inauguration, I hear Gary Gensler's on his way out now, isn't he?
He is on his way out. He is, what they're all trying to do is make sure that they have immunity from prosecution. So the same thing that the border guy is doing, this traitor. So, okay, I'm going to step down, but they're negotiating immunity. Crazy. It's crazy what's going on here. It's absolutely crazy.
So he's handing over on the same day as Trump inauguration, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. So the crypto's obviously pumped off the back of that, and especially XRP. We'll see that amazing, and actually pumped to. I was asked a week or a couple of weeks ago, where could XRP go to? I said, well, I don't think it's going to really pump, but if it does pump, these are the levels.
Yeah.
And we're really interested to see it actually reach the level that I expected. Well, not expected. Sorry, I didn't expect, but it was a level that was a technical level.
Yeah.
1.618 times the previous wave up, and interestingly, we'll look at it anyway. But I'll share my screen. We'll look at a few things.
I was trading, just kind of, in and out trade, leverage trades, which I've been kind of doing on 2bit, and man, it's great. I love trading that way. But then when you see a massive move, I was trading XLM, and then boom! Like, oh man.
Yeah, it's amazing. So
you know.
it's good to trade that way, but you need to have a direction in mind, and you can use waves to help you with direction. So I've been just looking first of all at DXY. You talked a little bit about dollar a few moments ago, and dollar has pumped a lot, obviously, since, well, it's been pumping for a while. Yeah. Even before Trump actually won the election. From the 24th of October, it started to pump. Dollar index has been pumping ever since. So we hit a high this morning, but it's quite interesting. I've got here, you can see I've measured from the bottom on the left up to the A wave. I just measured that size of that wave, and I transposed it to the bottom of this wave, which I've got labeled as the B wave here. And it gave me the precise top of the C wave so far. So that being the case, I mean, this is what, when I'm talking about risk reward, these are the sort of things I'm looking at. So you can enter a trade either direction there. So you could even enter a long trade, for example, but you know that your stop loss can be just below that level. So small loss, potential big upside. But obviously, its overhead resistance. The previous overhead resistance was the previous high here, but clearly that wasn't as important as this 100% extension, which is, they're both potentially important levels, but the 100% extension is really important. Very often, the most common relationship between the C wave and the A wave is what they call equality. So where the A wave is exactly the same as the C wave. So basically, when you got an A wave, then you have a B wave made up of 3 waves here. So A, B, C for the B wave. And then the C wave, you're already expecting the most likely relationship is going to be 100% of A. So even from early on, the B wave here was made up, as I say, as A, B, and then C down. The C wave down itself was made up of 5 waves. Once you've seen those 5 waves pretty well complete, then you can start to potentially enter long trades, thinking already in the back of your mind that this is likely to go probably to 100% of the A wave. So a massive move on dollar index from 100 on dollar index to 107. In fact, this morning it hit 108.
Massive move.
So 8% move in the dollar against this basket of currencies is pretty big. So that's what I say. These, these technical levels.
Take that out of the box for everybody. So the DXY is the US dollar, you may or may not know, traded against a basket of other currencies and some other stuff, but basically a basket of other currencies. So when you see a movement like that, it's just massive. So against all these other currencies of the world, the US in the last month or two has just skyrocketed the US dollar.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've just moved. So next one, I'll just move on to the pound just to see. You can see the pound makes up a large part. I think the euro is, I think, as far as I'm aware, I'd have to check, but I think the euro is the biggest element of this basket against the dollar on DXY. The pound certainly is a constituent as well. And we can see how the pound has plummeted. We actually had this tagged even before it happened, that basically we got basically a WXY to the upside, which is a corrective wave. So following that correction, which went again to when I say a whole number, it's the 0.5 Fibonacci. It's not actually Fibonacci, but the 50% is very, very important. And particularly the pound often adheres to that. So we're watching out there. And again, you can look at internal waves to see that, looks like we've had 3, 3, and 3 waves. So we knew we were there or thereabouts. And what really nailed it for us was we got this regular bearish divergence with the high highs on price and the lower highs on corresponding RSI. So that really tagged the top for us. And since then, the pound has really declined against the dollar. So that one has been, yeah, again, that's actually before, I mean, I suppose obviously before the Trump win, but it's been accelerated since Trump won. So that has been dollar positive, and you'd have to look into the reasons why that is, what Trump policies and so on potentially would strengthen the dollar, but that's quite interesting. And again, we can see dollar against the yen here. Now, this is the carry trade we talked about. We've talked about it many times, actually. It's very, very, very important when you look at trading, particularly risky assets like cryptocurrencies, but also like stocks and shares, the S&P 500, or I should say shares, really. The S&P 500, the Dow, the NASDAQ, FTSE for UK, and so on and so on.
Uh-oh.
These.
Oh, you froze there for a second.
Oh, sorry. I hope you can hear me again.
Yep.
Yeah. So this is very, very important, the carry trade, basically. As long as dollar yen is going higher, it means risk assets are pretty good. But we're approaching this fifth wave. We may have completed it, or we're close to the end of the fifth wave. We then expect 3 waves back. So I've been saying this, the market's been pumping really beautifully. And I think I'm just going to jump over Bitcoin. We'll come back to Bitcoin, but I'm just going to jump to XRP.
XRP.
Wow, absolutely amazing.
Woo!
So this is a level that we had that I didn't. Well, what I did, I'll just scroll out a little bit if you can see there. I can see my internet's a bit slow here, but hopefully you can see that. So from the bottom here to the top of this wave here, this was the SEC news when the SEC kind of partially lost the case back in July of 23, so July last year. And at that time, we got a massive pump in XRP to 93 cents. And then we moved all the way down to, I think it was about 36 cents or something like that. And now we've moved up. And what we've done so far, we've moved to precisely 1.618 times that first wave up. 1.618, obviously 0.618 is the golden ratio. It's that Fibonacci number that's very, very important in so many things, universal. And so it's quite interesting that we pumped to exactly precisely that level. Not saying it'll stop at that level necessarily, but that's certainly a room, a time to pause and potentially be the top. Obviously it can sail straight on through. That's entirely possible. Right now, we're just below that level. Again, if I were to open it up a bit, we'll see we just bounced off that level a little bit. And that just showed you it was great risk reward. Yeah, I think we're virtually on the level at the moment, aren't we? 143.41. Yeah, we're virtually on that level. So we're right on it right now. Looks as though we're probably going to break through, to be honest. So if XRP breaks through there, then who knows where it's going to go? The sky's the limit.
I just got a message, and XLM pumps almost in conjunction with XRP, and I just got a message, XLM new high. I mean, it's like these things are going. I think a lot of it is that they really want your Bitcoin, and so people are holding their Bitcoin here, and Bitcoin's going to blow the top. But meanwhile, you have something moving that's like 20-30% on the day, and you're like, well, let me just hop in that. And I mean, XRP, obviously the big news was Gary Gensler, because he's kind of been anti-XRP, hasn't he, all this time? This guy.
And the fact that we got news he's going, and obviously XRP enjoyed that, and it's pumped so far 14.7% on my chart. I don't know what it is on yours, but that's a good move in one day. And it had a mass, you can see it's pumped massively the last few days. Since let's just see exactly when's November 5th. Oh, sorry, a bit further back. Yeah. So basically right at the bottom there, November 5th, we all know what happened on November the 5th. That was the Trump win. That was the election day. And just look at what's happened to XRP since then. So we pumped from 49 cents and we're currently $1.42, $1.43 basically. So we, it's basically 3x. And on a big coin, a big token like XRP, that is really meaningful. Quite amazing.
Massive. And plus, like we talk about sometimes, guys, if you're leveraged to bet, if you're leveraged even two times, 2x, then it's double for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, as long as you use your leverage carefully. I mean, obviously, whilst we were near the bottom there was potential for further downside. Certainly, there was a lower level, which even at 2x leverage, you'd have been quite safe. You'd have been secure in holding your position. The only things you need to take into account with leverage Sometimes it costs you to hold your position. Sometimes you actually get paid to hold your position. It just depends on the positioning in the market. But leverage, if used carefully, can be, really powerful in helping magnify your gains. Of course, it can magnify losses, which is why you need to be careful about it.
He can wipe you out.
Yeah.
Real.
So
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin, you said, is it going to reach 100? I think it's going to reach 100 today. I reckon it will. But that's such a strong psychological level. And we already mentioned that long term, and again, I'll need to scroll out just to show you that. We showed it the other day. But long term, we'd probably need to look at the weekly to really see it properly. Long term, we're actually on an overhead trend line there. It doesn't show very well on the daily, but on the weekly, you can probably see it a little bit better. Yeah, I can see that my internet's a little bit slow here, but hopefully you'll see it. There we can see basically a trend line overhead, which pretty much aligns with the 100% fib level. Sorry, not the 100% fib level. The $100,000 for Bitcoin is pretty much on the trend line. If you remove these wicks above, which it can spike above, but if you take those wicks out of the equation, then 100,000 is the level. So I think it's going to hit that level. It may temporarily bounce off it. I do still think that long term, as long as we don't get any major geopolitical issues, long term, I think Bitcoin is going to go to $1 million. But that is as a thing.
I had people ask me last night, you think long? You think long? And I was like, did you see MicroStrategy went down 20% yesterday? What do you think he's doing? He's selling his stock to buy more Bitcoin. I mean, this guy is like Michael Saylor. He's like the biggest bull. That's the guy you want in what you're trading right there. Michael Saylor. God bless Michael Saylor.
Yeah, I mean, he's done amazingly well, and absolutely, it's another. So much money flowing into Bitcoin at the moment, and it's probably just a trickle compared to what it can be and what it probably will be. So, as I say, barring geopolitical issues, which is the big question mark, barring those, then I think that Bitcoin could really be $1 million and potentially beyond. I mean, it's only 10x. I say only 10x from here. I mean, we had, the COVID low was I think 3,000 or 4,000, wasn't it? So we're already 30x. From the COVID low, and COVID is not long ago, is it? I mean, COVID-19, wasn't it? 20.
People are still going around wearing masks. Yeah.
So 30x in 4 years isn't bad, and we're only asking. We're asking another 10x in the next, don't know how long, but with the amount of money, as I say, we mentioned, the retail phase was 0 to 69,000. That was this peak back here, the 69,000 peak. And then we got this pullback with the FTX low. And then we said, obviously following the ETF approval, that was the beginning of opening the floodgates to institutional adoption. And that's what we're really just beginning to see. And they're still only nibbling at Bitcoin at the moment. And we can see it's risen from the FTX low of 15,000 to 100,000 basically. So we're 4x from that FTX low, which was not FTX low. So from the FTX low, 4x from there. And the potential from here with these institutional floodgates opening, money absolutely flooding in through the ETF and even directly, then the sky really is the limit. So I do think Bitcoin $1 million is not unreasonable at all. And when we're talking Bitcoin $1 million, we hear and we talk about Solana $1,000. Well, I think that's also entirely possible, but Solana's been quite an interesting chart. I'll just click on that one. So there we can see long term, and it actually depends which chart you look at. If you're on the Coinbase, you will see that we actually exceeded the high yesterday on Coinbase, but on Binance, we haven't yet matched the previous all-time high. I trust you can still hear me there, Bruce, can you?
Oh, yeah.
Good, because... No, it's okay. It's just I can see my internet's a little bit dodgy here.
No, it seems to be working. I see it a little bit, but no, it's working well enough for sure.
Yeah. So on Binance, as I say, you can see the previous high was $267 and yesterday's high was $264. We haven't quite tagged that. There's a couple of warning signs that this is potentially a local top and maybe we get a bit of a pullback, but we could just push straight on through. Hard to say. But as you can see by my, if we were to push through there, then I've put to infinity and beyond, because the sky is the limit again. Like Bitcoin, Solana is an amazing asset, retail chain of choice, the coin of all the memes. And we've seen the revenue for Pump.fun, for example, which is all based on Solana memes. That's the revenue's jumped to, I think it's 5 million a day at the moment.
Yeah. And we are looking at the Bitcoin chart.
Right now, we're looking at Solana chart.
No, I see Bitcoin. That's why.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. No, I think it says Bitcoin top left, but if you look a little bit lower, it's actually the Solana
okay.
chart.
Yes, I see. Okay.
I mean, actually, it's changed to Solana now. You're right. It took some time to change, but it is the Solana chart.
Yeah, it is definitely the Solana chart. Yep.
Yeah. So the all-time high on Binance was $267. Yesterday, it achieved $264. On Coinbase, we actually got a brand new all-time high yesterday. So between the exchanges, there's a little bit of difference in pricing. And that actually shows there's still some inefficiency in the pricing of cryptocurrencies. It means there are what are called arbitrage opportunities. So there's potential, and it's getting less and less, by the way, as cryptocurrency is becoming more mainstream and more of a mature asset class. There's less and less arbitrage opportunity available. But it just showed that with the difference in pricing as there was between, I mean, this is back now 2022, just a couple of years, there was substantial difference between Coinbase and Binance pricing. And you could actually trade between the two, buy on one, sell on the other. So you've got no net position, but you have a guaranteed profit because you can actually sell at a higher price than you can buy at the same time. So that was an amazing opportunity.
Litecoin, I used to arbitrage Litecoin. It was so easy.
It's beautiful, great way to make profit, but it's becoming less and less because the more people who know about it, they actually arbitrage these differences, these inefficiencies away. But anyway, what I was just focusing on was basically we're at a really important point from a risk-reward perspective. You can actually trade this token either way, either up or down. Just depends on your choice where you think it's going. Right now, there's a resistance overhead. If we break through it, though, we really could go, as I say, to infinity and beyond, massively high. Obviously not literally infinity, but massively higher, potentially for Solana, but also Bitcoin and many, many others. And I can just see, by the way, XRP, I think, has just jumped to another high at 144.85. But if we bounce off this level and go down, then to the depths of hell, basically, we really could go much, much lower. And that would only be spawned probably by something like geopolitical issue with Russia. So we'll have to see where it goes from there. Right now, I personally, if I was in a long position, I'd be comfortable taking profits at this level and just wait to see how it plays out. And if it breaks higher, then you can jump in again later. You'll miss a bit of the gain, admittedly, but at least you're protecting yourself from any potential erosion of your profits, which you might have taken earlier if you've been in this asset long. So that's Solana. As I say, amazing opportunity, whichever way you want to go right now. I think, it's actually impossible to tell. It just depends on your choice. But risk reward is great because whatever trade you put on, you can put a stop loss really close and your potential profit is really big, whichever way you go, or one of the ways will be right. So you can even put both trades on.
Yes.
One will end up being you'll hit your stop loss. One will end up in massive profit that way. So actually, these sort of situations, you can effectively hedge your bets. So if the market does head off much, much higher, then obviously on your short position, you'll take a small loss, but it can be a very small loss just above the previous all-time high. And your profits will be massive on the upside. But if it were to bounce and go down, then your long position would stop out. Again, it would be just a very small stop loss, and you take some big profits downside. So you can do the both opposite trades. You've got effectively zero risk on your trade then. And these are not once in a lifetime, but they're quite rare opportunities when you reach these really key levels. And this is a very, very key level. We just saw XRP, but actually it's still pumping to the upside. 145 now XRP. So it looks as though XRP loved that news about Gary Gensler. Absolutely loved it. So pushing even Ethereum, which has been acting like a stable coin lately, even Ethereum's pumped a little bit. Again, it's not as clear as the rest. Ethereum has been really muted.
My friend actually, he messaged me about Ethereum and he said, "What do I do? I want to sell it. This and that and the other." I said, "Well, I don't know, man. I gave him kind of the rundown either way, and then sure enough, it started pumping. Finally.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, as you said the other day, people often rotate, especially within crypto, especially with retail people who've got maybe more limited funds, but some smart people rotate. I know one or two people have done very, very well in rotating, and they rotate out of some that have really pumped strong, and then they rotate into others. I mean, we've seen consistently that XRP tends to often be out of step with the rest of them. So when the rest was starting to pump, XRP was still in the doldrums. But XRP is one that just suddenly wakes up and, like a jack in a box, just springs higher. And so it's good to rotate in and out of some of these tokens, between tokens. And some people actually just focus on trading between tokens and do really well out of it. So there's potential there. We looked at, dollar index and the pound and the yen as well. I think oil is reasonably well related to it. So we've had oil has begun to pick up a little bit, and maybe that's because of those tensions we talked about. This is again weekly, so you can't really see the movement. But if we were to move to something like 4 hour, we'll see a little bit more of how oil price. Again, it's really reacting slowly, my internet here, but basically oil price has begun to pick up a little bit, and we may see higher, especially if we see those geopolitical tensions picking up. So we saw a good pump. There's oil. It's come through at long last. Need to expand the chart a little bit. And that will happen. So I know what it is. It's where I am at the moment in the, where I'm recording from. The internet is a bit slow here, but we can see a bit of a pickup. So from the low point here, where I've got my cursor, we moved up and then we moved down. And I think we're actually on an upward move. So again, I really think that we're in for a bit of a pump in oil price, which would be potentially a bit of geopolitical tension. So I still think, and I've said this, we're at or near highs. I'd be looking to protect profits personally. I really think Bitcoin 100,000 is a key level, psychological level. I think, yes, longer term, we're going to pump to the moon, but shorter term, I think it's going to be a psychological resistance that may hold it for a little while before it manages to break through. And we're seeing that on a lot of the assets that we're looking at. The SPX here we're looking at, which is S&P 500. Again, it actually filled that gap. Probably need to open it out a bit. We've still got this regular bearish divergence in place, which signaled the downturn in price, and it's still lower than that bearish divergence signal. But we had a gap in the price. I don't know whether you can see it. There's a gap there in the price. You can see it better now, the gap, and we filled that gap now. So there is potential for S&P 500 to come down. Once that gap is filled, there's real potential for it to come back down again. So I do think we're probably going to get, although it's looking really bullish right now, we may just miss that 100K today. Maybe we'll get it next week or sometime very soon. But I suspect we may get a bit of a down day today looking at this chart, that I think S&P, now it's filled that gap to the upside there, I think we'll probably or quite possibly push down. But I don't want to be dogmatic about that, but it's just a genuine risk. So one of the tokens that we looked at was HBAR. I told you it's one of my favorites. HBAR is up 8.4% today. So really nice one. We got that pullback from the 100% extension the other day. And we got a bit of a pullback, but again, we're pushing strongly higher today, 8.4% now on the day.
It is looking so strong. Why is HBAR pumping so hard? What do you think?
Well, it is. I mean, it's a genuinely amazing asset. It uses technology which is not specifically blockchain technology, but it does do things that blockchain does, and it does it more quickly, more cheaply, more efficiently in terms of carbon efficiency, energy usage, etc. So it's quicker, it's cheaper, and it's more secure supposedly as well. So I think it's right. I've been following it, as I say, for a couple of years now. I don't really understand the real technology behind it, and I think probably I should do a bit more research into it, because I understand it's got amazing potential, and it's you can see it's outpacing virtually every other asset. I say virtually, I mean we've had a strong pump on ADA as well, Cardano, which is another one that we follow quite regularly. So the big pumpers today really have been, the big pumper of all is XRP, which is now 146, another high, just keeps pushing and pushing. But that's really on the Gensler news, I think, as much as anything. But the big pumpers have been, obviously XRP is the big winner today, I think, are the main ones that we follow. Obviously ADA, Cardano is a really big pump, almost 10% today. And then next big one is HBAR. So Hedera hash graph, 8% now today. Absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, we did reach that 100% now on HBAR. So potentially it's hard to see yet. I mean, this could again be an ABC higher. I just have a nagging feeling that we actually saw a high yesterday, and I think that we may get a pullback today, but we need to see how those markets go. What are the futures looking at, Bruce? What are the futures looking like on Dow and so on?
The futures this morning were down slightly. Let me just check right here again. Yeah, so I woke up and I saw the news of Iran enriching uranium, and then a couple other things. I said, oh man, the market's turning. And then I don't know, it just seemed to, I guess it actually didn't really care. Yeah, down about 100 points.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Pretty much indicates, yeah, we'll probably have a little bit of a pullback on the stocks today. Doesn't mean we'll have it on the crypto, but yeah, good.
Yeah, no, it's just amazing. I had no idea of where the futures were, but just from the charts, it looked like we're going to get a bit of a pullback, most likely. So it's quite interesting that that's the case. And just looking at fear and greed, take a moment. You can probably see on the screen. It's taking a moment with this internet, but it was. I mean, we saw 90 the other day. I wonder what. Wow, 94. We've almost hit the limit on that dial. Can you see that 94?
Oh my gosh! I don't know. I'm not sure if I've seen it that high before.
No, I've never seen it that high. It just, I mean, extreme greed 94. Yesterday was extreme greed 82, but 94. I've really never seen that before. So, yeah, and last month 71. So it's been picking up. You know, that's got to be a warning sign, surely. I mean, I'm genuinely a little bit concerned about where things are at the moment. When everything's as positive as it is, I just feel probably we've got to get a pullback. Even Solana is just trying to push to a previous all-time high. I mean, as I say, it's a Binance all-time high of 267. We're 259 right now. It's trying to go for it. If this is a final fifth wave, then you can probably see from this point here, where I'm at with my cursor right now at $229, we've potentially got a wave 1 up, 2 down with that little red candle, 3 up, little red candle down here for 4. We may push up in a fifth wave to finish it. And as I say, I think that if that happens, I think that's probably going to give us a top for the time being in the markets. That's my gut feeling. Again, don't you do your own risk reward, do your own due diligence, your own analysis. But that's my feeling that we're very, very close to at least a local top in the market. So looking to protect positions. But look at Bitcoin, 98,972. Are we going to hit 100,000 today? It's possible. I mean, even that candle is actually a bullish candle, the final candle. It's not finished yet. So we need to watch it finish. But I think we could just tag that 100K, and that would be historic, absolutely historic news. Yeah, I mean, that would hit the headlines everywhere for sure. So yeah, it's been amazing. I've not participated in all of this. You know, everyone trades differently. I'm a very cautious trader normally, and I try to protect positions. Maybe I protected too early. I know a few people on my X feed have done really, really well. They've held all the way through. Somebody today who got onto Solana at $50 is still holding it at $250 plus. So 5x for him. And I know some really big traders who were into some of these assets. I think some of them actually with XRP actually bought in at 4 cents on XRP, and now we're looking at $1.40. So they're looking at absolutely massive gains. And the same with Solana. I know people holding Solana from just a few cents, and now at $250, $260 thereabouts. Absolutely phenomenal. So just shows there really is opportunity. And
there's always opportunity in the markets. There's
what you're saying, Bruce, this is one of the opportunities of a lifetime. Some people say you missed it. Well, they've said that every time with Bitcoin. Every time it pulls back, say, "Oh, you missed it. You missed it." I do genuinely believe, as I say, barring some sort of really life-changing geopolitical issues, I think Bitcoin probably will go to $1 million. So, if we get any pullbacks, it's time to add to your position, to dollar cost average, as we say, and just add to your positions. Don't put everything in. Diversify. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. But crypto surely has got to be part of any well-diversified portfolio. We said that from a year ago when we started this show, when Bitcoin, a year ago was wherever it was. We're up multiples from there. So
we are up multiple from there. Yeah, I don't know where it was at the time. I'll have to go back and look. That's an interesting, interesting question. We are coming up on our year anniversary. When did we start? Like a week before Christmas or something?
It was more than a week before Christmas.
It was December.
It was beginning of December because I know I was, it was beginning of December. So I'm just looking at, well, where are we now? Oh, well, need to go back a bit further there, don't I? That's because I'm on the 4 hour. It will be interesting just to see, because as you say, it's the 1 year. It would just be interesting to see. We've been positive, really. We've been speaking very positively throughout the whole of this show, which is coming up to the 1 year anniversary. And we've actually had some really good calls. We're not 100%. Nobody can be 100%. We're not fortune tellers. But we've been really good on the calls, really accurate. And if you had followed, so from where are we looking at now? Okay. When the show started was, I think, a bit further back. Yeah, somewhere around about there. So Bitcoin was about 39,000. So we're basically 2.5x on Bitcoin. So if you'd followed us, and we were always saying that cautiously, but always being very, very positive on the crypto front, especially with the fiat, all the problems with fiat and money printing and devaluation of the dollar, etc. If you look at buying value of the dollar, it's gone down and down. If you'd held Bitcoin, your buying value's increased. So we've been very positive in general, cautiously positive, all along the way. And so if you'd followed us, as I say, 2.5x on Bitcoin alone. Some others have done much, much more than that. So it's great. I would say genuinely, it's a great show to watch. I love listening to what you have to say, Bruce, on the geopolitical side and everything on the political side, because we're not, internationally, we don't hear much about what's going on in America. So if we'd been listening to this and hearing about the Trump news and everything, some people could have been very well positioned based on that and the positive outcome it's had. As we said, header at hash graph, 275% since November the 5th, since Trump won the election, 275% gain. That's in 3 weeks, is it? Is it 3 weeks? Not even 3 weeks, is it?
Yeah, it's been really something else for sure. I know we have people, obviously they reach out, they watch every day. They enjoy your analysis too, Matt. I enjoy your analysis. I definitely trade a lot better than I used to. I trade a lot better than I used to.
We hit 99,000 on the dot. If you can see it on the screen, 99,000 exactly. Just gone over now, 99,000 for Bitcoin. I think we're probably going to hit the 100 today, by the look of it.
I agree. Let's do it.
But what a number, 99,000. Nobody would have believed that even a year ago. Certainly not. I mean, 2009 it all started. And
And just to tell you as well, interestingly enough, the futures are edging up as we get closer and closer to the morning.
Let's see how it goes. I actually think we'll end the day on the stock market. I personally believe, even though it's amazing, it's a historic moment, really. If we hit 100K on Bitcoin, it's a really historic moment, and it will be across the headlines everywhere. But I'll stick my neck out and say we're going to end the day tonight with the markets down a little bit. That's my belief. But again, certainly don't trade on that. That's just a gut feeling.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you, Bruce. Thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Matt. Awesome, guys. Hey, I just put up the link down here below. It's your 2-bit exchange. You guys can sign up there. We're almost ready to have the copy trading and everything set up there. But you can go ahead and sign up, use Impact Money. And yeah, that's a wrap. Have a great weekend.
Yeah,
bro.
we're always talking about the opportunity here. So this is really a practical means of accessing the opportunity through 2-bit. So, you know, I know Bruce has done a lot of research, met with the guys themselves and everything. So I'm happy. As I say, I want to do some more trading and just be totally comfortable, but we're looking to share that with you and share copy trades with you and everything, so that you can not only listen to what we're saying, but actually participate in what we're doing. So hopefully that'll come in the near future.
We are signing off, guys.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
Thank you,
Bye.
Matt. Bye.
Your voice is powerful. When combined with social engagement, it's a force for change. Decentralized media paired with free speech is the catalyst for an empowered world and a unified, invaluable ecosystem. Join Global Boost, become a champion of free speech, and help to reshape the future of media.